chicken thighs because it's a little bit moister. If you're doing like a family dish where you're having a group over, the best thing is to cut up the whole chicken and have it parted out. So if somebody wants breast, they can do breast, you can do legs, you can do thigh. The whole chicken just goes in there, you get bigger parts. If you're doing a larger party, you can cut it up into pieces like I have here, and everybody gets a little bit of chicken. Question?
Do you suggest boneless or bone-in?
When you're talking more of a family style, I would do bone-in. And that's, I buy the chicken and hack it up myself, and then everybody gets their like farm fresh cut. This is boneless, but it's more for a group. The bigger the group, the more delivery they can have the crust done. So, the chicken, I just have it seasoned with salt and pepper because this seasoning is going to take place with the stock. While that finishes up. The other thing you need to have ready ahead of time is your chicken stock. You want to have the chicken stock at a rolling boil when the dish goes together, because that's going to help you get the rice and everything cooking. If you don't have it boiling when it goes into the pan, it takes longer to get the pan hot to boil the stock. But you have the chicken stock. And what you want to add to it is the special ingredient of saffron. Saffron is like the most costly spice in the world because of what it is. It's the center of flowers, and they pick the little stems out. So for this amount of stock that I'm going to do for this small pan is just going to be that much. It's not going to take much at all. And I throw it in the pot, and then that will season the entire dish. That, and I'm going to throw the chorizo in the pan and just lightly brown that. Give a little bit of olive oil flavoring, and it actually adds a little bit of seasoning to the pan. Just a couple minutes in there. As you can see, I got the stock coming to a boil. And that's actually prep work that you can have done a couple hours ahead of time. So this can be ready to go if you're doing it. I like to do it at home on the barbecue grill. Throw it on the grill, you're outside, everybody gets to watch. So now what we're going to do is start with the onions. We're going to start putting the dish together. Start with onions. And we'll cook those down. With Vigne olive oil off the estate, a little salt and pepper. And you want to cook the onions 3 to 5 minutes just to where they start to get soft. As the onions cook, that's when I kind of get all the forces in a row so that I'm ready to put things together, because now it's when it starts to move quickly. Got a little bit of garlic, about 2 cloves for the pan that you're getting minced up. Paprika, that's going to give you some spice. The one that we're including in the kit is a sweet paprika, which is going to give you a nice kind of smoky flavor. They do have spicy ones available that you can really add a lot of spice to the dish. After that, throwing peas in, mixing it up, and then the rice goes in the stock. And then we're able to relax for a few minutes while the rice puffs up.
The portion you're cooking, for how many pieces roughly?
The pan that I grabbed this morning when I left the house, this is a 6 perfect portion pan. The one that you're getting is a 7 portion pan, and the recipe that you get is portioned for that pan. The 7 is perfect for a dinner of 6. Everybody get a little bit extra. The important thing, I mean, you can add more or less. Like a lot of people, I really like the chorizo, so I kind of go heavy on the chorizo. The main thing on the recipe is the rice and the stock. Those are the 2 proportions you have to have right. Anything else is kind of, I want more onion, I don't want onion, more chicken, whatever. That's kind of however you want it to go. Spanish chorizo, so it's not like the common and easy to find Mexican chorizo is more of a soft, uncooked. The one that we use is the dry chorizo, so it's actually like sausage. That will come in a length.
Can you use something besides peas? Can you use another vegetable instead of peas?
Yeah, you can use any vegetable you want. Carrots, like if because I'm using frozen peas. If you wanted to get the medley with carrots, peas, and green beans, you can do that. Cauliflower, broccoli, depending on what direction you want to take it. Green peppers, bell peppers. You could make it a dish to go kind of any direction you want to.
How about okra?
Okra would work. Its sliminess might fall apart, and I might put that in probably later.
It's almost impossible to find old okra here in the supermarket, so they
Uh-huh.
only have cutters, which you have to add it at the very last break.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
If you boil down the okra, will that reduce some of the slime?
Say that again?
If you boil down the okra, will that reduce some of the slime? Okay, then you can add it.
Yeah. On the chorizo real quick. Oh, yes.
You don't use tomatoes?
No, the red that's going to come from it, you can use tomatoes, is going to come from the paprika. Just on the chorizo, the links themselves, they'll have casing or skin on them. So what you want to do is you want to peel that skin off before you cut it up. I forgot to mention that earlier. Okay, so now we're getting ready to start moving things. Onions are about done. I'm going to add garlic. Stir that in real quick. Paprika. And see, that's where your red's going to come from.
That was the exact
No. And then in goes your meat. Also at the end, traditional is a lot of seafood. You can put shrimp. That makes a very nice presentation. Calamari, mussels, those also make good presentations. They just steam on the dish as you're finishing it up. Peas, just enough for color.
I see you shelled those fresh this morning. Oh, yeah.
You could do that. A couple times you need to take liberty though. Now we have everything in except for the rice and the stock. You're going to put the rice in. The rice, what you want to do before you use it is you want to rinse it in a colander. And what that does is that kind of gets off any rice dust. And because we're not trying to make something like a risotto where it's sticky together and creamy, we want to make something that kind of falls apart and the rice is not sticky. So you clean that up, and then we're going to put it in the dish and just kind of coat it with the olive oil and all the juices of the meat. Question to the back?
It's not soaked for 5 minutes like Spanish rice.
No,
Okay.
it's just rinsed in a colander.
So it's just regular tap water, not hot water, not.
Just regular tap water.
Is it long grain or jasmine?
It's short grain. Now I got everything coated. I've never used it. I imagine you could. It might be a little bit more sticky. So I've got the stock at a boil. Pour it over. Now that it's in, all you really need to do, just kind of give it a quick stir to make sure everything's coated and in. And you see I've kind of already got it just at a nice little boil. When you're doing it on the grill especially, it's hard to get the boil going. So that's why if you can have a burner ready to go, that really helps out. But so now we got it boiling, and it'll take about 15 to 20 minutes for it to cook the rice through. It's pretty much ready. All we need to do is after 15 minutes, we're going to put seafood on top. You sprinkle that on top, make a pretty little presentation. Cover it for about 5 to 10 minutes to steam your seafood, and you're ready to go. So while this goes, anybody got any questions?
One question, why do you have to use that type of pan?
It just is traditional. You can use like a regular frying pan. Just it's a lot easier to get the pan hotter with the tin. And especially if you're doing a large presentation like we have here, it just helps out. No. Yes.
So is seafood cooked
The seafood is...
ahead of time?
No, the seafood goes on raw and you steam it on top.
So you wouldn't put like raw shrimp?
Yes, yes. Yeah. And then they'll cook on top.
So you said with 15 minutes and then add your seafood and cover?
Yeah.
So the total
15
last time
you
is
will, depending on the size of the pan, these pans are pretty good for 15 minutes. The bigger pan takes about 20 minutes. After you get a few minutes in, you kind of just take a sample out of the center, see if the rice is cooked. If not, you might need to go a little bit longer. When it does get soft, then you can put the seafood on and cover and cook.
Do you have an issue where you ever have to add additional stock? Maybe your fire's too high, or
Usually,
if you're doing it right, no?
usually, if you're putting the seafood, it kind of adds moisture back to it.
Okay.
You can
I mean,
not so much for the family, but when you get into the bigger pans, you really got to watch your moisture.
okay. Because I know risotto, you're constantly adding
Yes,
more
yeah,
moisture.
yeah. This you want it. In the end, it won't really be dry, but it will fall apart. It shouldn't clump together.
On a grill, what, a gas grill, low, medium, high, what?
Whatever it takes to get this kind of rolling boil.
Okay, all right.
Because I did it one time, and I thought I was really good at it. And I had some people over during the holidays, and in January, trying to get a pan about this big to a boil. So it took 45 minutes to get it cooked.
Right.
But, you learn those things.
If you have a gas grill that has a butane burner on the side,
Yeah.
it's good for the stock.
That
You
is
really do need it. 'cause
I'm already thinking.
That's the only thing I really use that burner for.
It's hard to do on the barbecue. I've tried it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a long time.
When do you serve paella with salad?
Yeah, that's
Just bread?
just. I mean, it is a meal in itself. I mean, it's got your vegetables, got your meat, got your rice. Usually at home we'll have a salad, something to start off with,
And a glass of wine.
and a glass of wine.
That's 45 minutes.
That's important.
Yeah.
That's to let the wine breathe.
So we're about ready to serve, and let you take that unless you have any more questions.
Aluminum foil covered, is that what you're looking at? The same way for if the fish underneath it,
Yeah.
covered with aluminum.
I'll tilt this one up here in a second. Actually, let me check it, make sure.
Oh, yeah.
So I got a half. If we have no seafood, half, and I got seafood on half. Okay? And so that's what the finished dish will look like. Daniel, if you could, those that have room in their glass, if they want to try the Cabernet.
We're here.
Everybody starts making all this up, huh?
Yes, yeah. I make, like, the most important thing to get right is the rice and the stock. Yeah. And it's based on the pan. So the 7-person pan you have is, the recipe I give you is precisely that. So if you throw out the entire recipe and want to take whatever you want to do, just keep the rice and the stock the same. And it'll be good. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and get some service going.
Michael,
Yes.
which of the two wines do you recommend for dinner?
I recommend in this order with your appetizers and toppings such as the bread, start with the Malbec, which is a little bit lighter, and then go to the Cabernet. So I'm going to stick with this.
Caesar. Right.
One important thing that we'll see a little bit later, the bottom of the pan, you'll get a nice little crust, if it turns out right, of the rice. And where it's kind of burnt, that's actually some of the best stuff. So if you want to come up later, we'll have some of that. Right now, I'm not going to be serving the seafood because it didn't get as warm as I wanted it to. So I'm going to skip that half, and I'm going to put the burner back on and finish that off.
One more Barreto.
No, he said they're not going to trip right now. I can see it for long enough. Yes, she did.
Yes. Is it good? Really good.
How long do you want me to go, Mom? How long do you want me to record?
We're done.